So hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Hello, here I am. You're wondering why am I driving a Lamando again? Since I drove the Lavida Club Edition Plus, I almost could not stop talking about that car to my friends and my family, especially my sister. But anyway, I was willing to give this another shot because one, I did not do a good enough review in Quezon Avenue before, even though I enjoyed the drive. Number two, I was wondering how will this handle compared to the Lavida? Because in Quezon Avenue, most of it were straights. It was a good long test route, yes, but I did not talk about much of the handling. So I'm back here, by the way, in Volkswagen BDC. There's a lot of twisty roads here. This is why I wanted to drive this car again. That's why I'm giving this car another chance, because I didn't do a good enough review. And you wonder why am I here? this car is actually in a tight spot in the dealership, so this is the best angle. And also, when I reviewed the car in Quezon Ave, I didn't know it was the base model like this one. The one I drove is the Highline top of the line version. So I will share you also the differences between the two. And my verdict if I choose the Lavida Club Edition Plus or this Lamando. Hi Reagan, let's do this. So this is the exterior of the Volkswagen Lamando Comfortline, the base variant. Just only a few differences between this and the top of the line one, the one I drove. Just few more chromey accents around here and here around the windows. But as I said before, understated looks. And also one of the most underrated. I will keep saying that in the review. You've been warned. But it's probably my favorite looking Volkswagen at the moment, apart from the T-Cross. Also, this Lamando, unlike the Lavida, is a fastback design. So it gives us sloping roof design. It compromises a bit of headroom, but I'll show you that later on. From the outside, differences between few of the chrome bits. But at least it still has the one I missed in my previous review. It has a puddle light underneath the side mirror. There. That I really didn't notice the first time I reviewed this car. Actually, it doesn't look too bad in white. I keep seeing a red one of the bronze. I don't know the official name of that. And the black one I drove. So this car competes with the 2 Series 218 iSport and the Mercedes CLA 180 Progressive. I know a bit of the CLA 180 because I drove the GLA. They're kind of similar only, but I will compare this more with the 2 Series because I drove that car fully. And it kind of competes with that because they both have, I mean, all of them have sloping roof designs. And if you're wondering, Lamando 280 TSI, you're wondering what that means. Actually, I found a comment under Reagan's Rise, so I'll show you on screen now. And also, what I missed in my first review and earlier also, I drove the car first, by the way, before doing my showroom part. I'll open it. The baseline does not have a reverse camera that pops out here. the top of the line, the one I drove, has. I'll show you the trunk space later also. So interior of the Volkswagen Lamando. Also, this has a nice thud when you close the door. But I'm not sure if you can hear it in this camera. Oh, there you go. That's what I didn't notice. This has analog gauges. The top of the line I drove has a digital display. Also, this is an 8-inch touchscreen compared to the 9.2-inch infotainment in the top of the line version. Still the same functions. Only has Apple CarPlay and Bluetooth mirror link. Sadly, no Android Auto. Plastic bits here that I noticed compared to the top of the line version. You have chrome bits here as well. Few squeegee materials. Lean more to the durable side. Oh, also the steering is less shinier, if that makes sense, than the top of the line. Still the same girthy, thick feeling. Just looks a bit more leatherish than the shiny one in the top of the line version. At least, both versions have this party piece, the sunroof. So that's cool. What else did I miss in the first review? Hold on. Most of the difference are just like, of course, the size. You have a bit more tech in the top of the line. A few more glossy bits here, even the buttons. And the seats, I think they're just the same somewhat. Yeah, and more of the tech like driver features, so on and so forth. Also, I didn't say this during the test drive. The camera resolution, for both, okay, it's not the best nor the worst, but it's nice to have. It's a good enough resolution. So here, your glove box is actually quite big. Yeah, this is very good. Yeah. Also, seats are not bad. This one's, I remember in the top of the line, this one's a bit leatherish or soft squeegee. This one's hard plastic, but it's fine. Your adjustable central armrest here is hard, but it's good. You can adjust it whenever you want. Glove box is alright. Nothing much in there. What is that? There's a hump here. No indication what that is. So you have a central storage here for your cards, cup holders with adjustments. Varying on the size of the cups or canteens, whatever you want to put in there. Okay, not bad. Also, I noticed something with the stop-start function I discovered in the Lamando. That's why most of them weren't working, like in the Lavida Club Edition Plus. I'll stay tuned for that later on in the test drive. So, few blank buttons. They're not that plenty, at least. So, more cubby space here. Very small. Probably a phone can fit there. I could have put my phone there for my recorder during the test drive. Anyway, but you still have a 12-volt socket here. Also, somewhat same layout here in the top of the line version. Also, you have center buttons up here. Place for your sunglasses. Also, visors. This has vanity light, by the way. There you go. So you can control them if you want them on and off here. Nope. Alright, that's fine. So yeah, it's still a nice place to be in. Also, the signature Volkswagen trunk opening is right here. A few more cubby spaces here. You can fit probably half a liter bottle in here. So that's about it in the front. I'll show you the back. So here in the back seats, you have seat pockets here. Actually, little less space than in the Lavida Club Edition, but still space here in the back is excellent. But a bit more noticeable transmission tunnel. I remember in the Lavida it's a bit shorter. So sitting here in the back, I have somewhat enough headroom. I am only 5'4", by the way. This is what happens when you have a sloping roof design. It eats up a bit of headroom, like in the BMW 218 iSport. But this one, I think, just has a bit more headroom than that car, which is already a good sign. Also, you don't have... Oh! Okay, that's something you noticed. There in front, of course, the layout there's for locking the windows and adjusting the side mirrors, like in all Volkswagens. I like they kept that design here. At least it gives it more of a consistent look. Still have the same chrome accents here, squeegee material, speakers. You have a cubby space here. Space for your bottle. I think you can just put your smaller bottles unlike the one in front. But still nice to have. Seats here are actually not bad. A bit more of the durable side, but this is really soft. This is impressive. Also, I didn't mention much of the ride quality when I was driving, but I was impressed with the comfort level of this thing. In the back, I cannot say much, of course, because I never drove as a passenger. And central armrest here with massive cup holders. I know you can adjust. Yeah, you can adjust this depending on what size of bottles or cups you have. That's actually cool. But at least, like as I said before, it's horizontal, but it's not in the way of your arm too much. Doesn't hit your elbows. Very good. It's quite wide as well. You can do holding hands here. So now I'm gonna sit in the middle. Let's see what happens. Okay, I still have enough headroom, but only that much, like half of when I sit here. But it's enough for me, of course. If you're 5'4" below, you'll be fine here. But it's still not bad to sit here in the middle. I'm used to sitting in the middle and the back before. Now I'm always driving, so I don't get to experience that much anymore. But at least, like both variants, you still have air conditioning vents here in the rear. You have one cubby space here. Don't know what that is for. You have two USB ports here. So that's about it here in the back. Oh, almost forgot again. You have ISOFIX tethers here. They are removable. So don't lose this. There it is, the ISOFIX. This goes for both seats, by the way. So put that there. Make sure that doesn't get lost. So right now, that's about it. I'll show you the trunk space. So this is how you open the boot of the Lamando. You just do this. This used to be an old BMW thing. I love it. Open her up. You have 480 liters of space. More than the Lavida Club Edition Plus. It looks a bit bigger. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the opening of the boot. Probably. And there's my bag. So that's already massive. You also have side storage here. I don't think that was present in the Lavida. Also underneath, you have a space saver tire. And surprisingly, there's a figure when you fold all down the seats. I'll show you. Now with all the seats down, you have 1,150 liters of space. Which I'm impressed about because most of the car manufacturers who have sedans who have their seats folded down, they don't give an official figure, but this one has. Also, what I missed in my first review of the Lamando, the trunk steel is thick. Look at that. Thick boy. So that's about here in the back. I'll show you the engine. Why is it so bright? Also, before we go to the engine, something cool I noticed with the Lamando, when you fold down the seat belts don't get eaten. Like, when you pull them up, some cars have their seat belts already here, so you have to fold them down again. No, they're positioned here. So when you put them back up, oh yeah, this one gets eaten, but slightly only. Look, you can just pull it out. That's impressive. Also, I would have to say for the seats in the driver's side, hold on. I didn't mention this in the test drive. These seats are also comfortable in the top of the line version as well. There's good bolstering for this. It kind of like gives it sporty feeling to it. Very good. So now let's go to the engine. So this is the engine of the Volkswagen Lamando. It's the same in the Lavida Club Edition Plus, but it's uprated in horsepower and torque. So now you have 150 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. And also, since it has more power and torque, their delivery in the RPM is way later, as I said in the Lavida Club Edition Plus. Also, there's no official ground clearance for this, but I've been told by Sir Hero, the ground clearance is 125 millimeters. Just slightly lower than the Lavida Club Edition Plus and the base Lavida as well. So I was told to do an S maneuver in some humps here in BGC and in the service center of Volkswagen since this is lower. Even the front sensor went crazy when I was going down the service center. So I was quite scared. But it wasn't fine. It went to the humps. I didn't do much of an S maneuver here in BGC. Of course, they're notorious with having very steep humps here. This one did just fine. And also, unlike in the Lavida Club Edition Plus, this has a gas strut. So that's about it. Let's go for a drive. So I was not expecting to drive this car again. And my complaint before, start, deactivated. I've seen the infotainment. It said you cannot activate it. It has to be at a certain temperature for the start-stop to be activated. What's happening? I was like, okay. So that's why the start stop wasn't working before with the Lavida Club Edition Plus. I'm wondering why also. I drove it for a while but it's still not in temperature. So anyway, just a small thing I noticed only, not a big deal. So turning radius for the Lamando. Actually good. Still the same as the Lavida. Okay, I'm really excited to floor this thing again. If you remember my review during in Quezon Avenue, I literally lurched back in my seat. That's how fast this thing is. And also the acceleration of this is 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is done in 8.5 seconds. So like almost a second faster than the Lavida Club Edition Plus. But I'm wondering if this has the fun factor of that car. Because my route in Quezon Avenue, where majority were all straights. So I could not test the handling of this. Right, I'm just in D mode for now, before we floor this thing. Yeah, it's just slight hesitation only in from a standstill. That's what I noticed. Alright, let's go manual mode. Okay, I'm ready floored. It hesitated, but when it gets going, it's really going. I'm not sure if it's as fast in terms of response time as the Lavida, because when I floored it, it doesn't hesitate that much against this car. This one I only noticed there's very slight only, and handling is somewhat the same. Even though this is a heavier car, you can feel the weight, but it does not compromise handling. Kind of helps it more composed at high speeds as well. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, straight line. This is faster than the Lavida already. Okay, in manual mode, the response is way better. In D mode, that's probably its comfort mode. There are no driving modes, by the way, for this car. So kinda like D mode is your comfort mode. Kinda delays the response time when you accelerate. This is also lower. I'm scared of this. Hubs and BGC. Oh my god. Okay, I made it. In manual mode, I noticed I did not shift by myself. It shifted in the red line by itself. That's kind of common in Volkswagens nowadays. But still, in manual mode, it's much more responsive. Damn, this is fast. Okay, since more power and more torque, but later in the RPM, as I said in the Lavida Club Edition Plus, when it pulls, it really pulls. Yeah, I can say it's a bit faster. Jesus. I can say it's already faster than the Lavida itself. Okay, let's chill down for a while. Let's do manual mode later on. Okay, I would like to apologize also, in first time I reviewed this, the blank pont system. This is not actually a blank pont. I keep saying blank pont because I thought all Volkswagens were using blank pont system. But actually, this is the same in the T-Cross. T-Cross. Why do you keep saying T-Cross? Anyway, there's slight lag only, but it's not too bad at all. There's only Apple CarPlay here lang, sir, no? No Android. Okay, so still the same as before. And I'm wondering if they'll bring that one. Will you bring Buster that new model here yet? Wala pa. I'm calling it. This will be a definite classic soon. Because the looks are very Volkswagen. I'll be honest lang, I'm not very sure with that new Lamando look of it. But this one looks very subtle. And as I said before in my previous review, very underrated. Why is... And finally, the stop-start works. There you go, it's off. The engine is off, I mean. So because I noticed in the infotainment, it said set interior or car temperature before the auto start stop system works. So now I understand. So handling wise, as I said, you can feel a bit of the weight, but it does not compromise the handling of this car. Yes, the Lavida Club Edition Plus handles way better, just I think slightly better since it's a bit lighter on its feet. But power wise, they're pretty the same. I would say they're pretty much the same. But later on, also as I said in the Lavida review, it will pull way ahead later in the RPM. So doing slow speeds, yes, slight hesitation, but like all dual clutch transmissions, a proper throttle input, then you will not feel much of the hesitation. So I'll try it now. I'm just in D mode. There, it hesitated a bit, but it gets going like after a second-ish. So still not too bad. Not that jerky as I remember from a standstill. Just very, very slight, but you'll get used to it pretty quickly. Okay, I'm shifting by myself. It shifts pretty quick. Common characteristic for Volkswagen DSGs, direct shift gearboxes. Probably one of the best in our market right now. Yeah, very good. Of course, it won't go all the way to fifth since we're just slow speed. That's a common characteristic of dual clutches as well. And some things I missed. Also found it weird for the fog light. You have to pull once for the front and then twice for the rear fog lamps. So that's the thing I really missed in my first review. What else? Actually, still a nice cabin to be in. Of course, you have this very, very hard, girthy steering wheel. But it's still nice to the touch. You can still feel German quality in this car. Okay, the engine just turned off. After a while, but at least it's working. And also, I love this sunroof is like almost doubles in size against the Lavida. And also the stop start feature, it wasn't as jerky as I remembered. I wasn't using it properly probably the first time. Okay, over humps and bumps, you have to slightly go over humps like sideways, the S maneuver. Because I'm surprised, this is slightly lower only than the Lavida Club Edition Plus. However, the suspension going over humps and bumps, it's a bit firm. It's not too jarring. It's still comfortable despite being firm. So it gives it like a more sporty character. So after a while, actually I'm really impressed. For this kind of engine, it's kind of small but very powerful. And it's been averaging 10.6 kilometers per liter. Damn, that's impressive. I'm just hooning around. A majority, I'm always flooring it. I'm not light-footed, as you know by now. 10.6 kilometers per liter. In the city only. Very impressive. For comparison, I drove a Maxus G50, highway and city. It was doing around the same fuel consumption as this. But this one is in the city. Imagine on the highway. That's impressive. I'm stunned. Also, I noticed, right now, driving it a bit more now, the visibility against the Lavida Club Edition. The dashboard seems just a bit higher, but it's not in the way too much. The steering again, very light but very good feel. I'm not sure. No, it's the same as in the Lavida, yeah. So, which would I pick? This or the Lavida Club Edition Plus? I have no idea. That's up to you. Up to you. But for me, ooh, I really like the kitted Club Edition Plus. But if you're spending a bit more to get the Lamando, I think it's still worth it. Both cars are very good. Both are very, very good. But what I pick, I have no idea. Let me drive a bit more. Then I can give my verdict. Okay, brakes are still the high bite. I think the Lavida just slightly better in the brakes. Just slightly. They're both high bite, but it's still a good progressive brake feel. Okay, now I can feel a bit of the shudder now in start traffic that I did not experience in the Lavida, weirdly. And we're clear. Yeah, this is faster than the Lavida. It pulls way harder since it has more power and torque. But as I said, the Lavida's torque comes in a bit earlier. But of course, they have to compromise this since it has more power and torque. Oops. Yeah, my only gripe with this car, lack of paddle shifts. That's it. That's my only complaint I can give with this car. Space in the back though, if you're like a 6-footer, yeah, you will struggle a bit because of the sloping roofline. This competes with the 218i Sport and the Mercedes CLA. And the price of this is nowhere near those cars. And it's just as fast as those cars. It's faster than the CLA. Okay, just shuddered a bit because the engine was off and then decided to start again because I accidentally put my foot off the brake. I've not driven a CLA, but I know what it drives like because since it's the same as the GLA, for the 2 series, ooh, this feels way faster than that. Handling, yes, BM is a bit better, but I mean this is 1.2 million cheaper than a 2 Series, and this is a bit faster than that. I'm impressed with this Volkswagen. Good job, Volkswagen. And there's the stigma again, made in China. I don't care. This is a brilliant, brilliant car. And one of the most underrated. I keep saying that over and over again, and again, keep saying it. Underrated. All of these cars, underrated. Just in case, I'll see you back in the showroom because I drove this car first. Forgot to give my verdict. Sorry, because we were a bit pressed for time. Sir Hero needs to release T-Cross units, a lot of them today. That's why we're a bit pressed for time. But it's understandable because there's a bit of a delay because of the pandemic, of course. But at least they're rolling out now the T-Cross units. So, Lamando or Lavida? I will have to go with Lavida. This is a great car, of course. If you can afford it, like a bit more than the Lavida, definitely the Lamando is a great choice too. But for me, personally, I just like the looks of that Club Edition Plus. Of course, looks like an oversized Santana, which I really love. By the way, that's Santana manual. And of course, as you can see, the sloping roof, it's a bit more spacious. And that is a longer car. You have more leg space than this. Of course, this one's not bad as well, but was more hooked into that Lavida. Of course, if you can see as well, I talked way more about the Lavida than the Lamando. Just being honest. So, back to the car. So that concludes my review. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys like and subscribe. Bye-bye.